made a tremendous difference in our lives. As Paul said, my name is Pascal Oloo. I was born in Kenya, and I came to South Africa in 1995 and came across this business in 1996. That's me and my wife, Betty. We've been in this business now just over 24 years. And it's really been an exciting journey for me and Betty. Friends, the income has been good. The challenges, the growth in the business. Betty and I have 4 sons, only 7 more to make Harambee Stars, our national football team. Okay. So Betty and I have had tremendous lessons. We've learned a lot from the business. You see, when Betty and I started this business, we started this business for 3 reasons: money, money, and money. That's why we started the business. And because many people think that if you've got a good education, you've got a good degree. Just give me a moment. Let me sort out my screen, because I think there are very many enthusiastic people who are looking at this presentation. So when I came to South Africa, I did what my parents had taught me to do. That is, go to school, get a good education. When I came to South Africa, I enrolled for a postgraduate course at University of Witwatersrand in Johannesburg to study construction management, specializing in labor-intensive projects, because at that time, this country needed to create jobs in the engineering sector. But when I finished, after spending an additional $4,000 in fees and 2 more years doing postgraduate, there was not a single increase in my salary. And that really frustrated me, because if I'm a businessman, that is very, very poor investment. So my wife and I started talking. You know, when a man and a woman get together, there's natural expansion and children come along. So our family was growing, but our income was not growing at the same pace. Secondly, Betty left. Betty is a trained science teacher. So when we came to South Africa had, as a multilingual, the multilingual country at that time, there were only 2 subjects taught in schools. There were English-speaking schools and Afrikaans-speaking schools. So she applied for jobs in all the English-speaking schools in Pretoria, but she didn't get any. And I remember clearly 2 weeks before we started the business, she said, "I've looked for a job long enough, let the job come and find me at home." And luckily 2 weeks later, a friend of ours called Jane Kibera called Betty and said, "Betty, I've got something I'd like you to see. It's a business that you can run from your house. And I know you have a sick child, so it's a business that will allow you to look after your children without taking leave all the time, but at the same time, you can make money." So that intrigued Betty. So she went for a meeting, and the speaker at that time, fortunately for us, was in a similar situation that Betty and I were in. That is, they had a child who had an illness, cerebral palsy. After the meeting, Betty came back and said, "Look, I don't understand very well how the business is built, but what attracted me is that the speaker was in a similar situation like ourselves, and he is successful." So I said, "Okay, let's try this thing." At that time, to start the business was about 425 Rand, which is an equivalent of about $40 at that time. And we said, let's try and see. We don't know if it will succeed or fail. So we started and we tried. I remember our first income was $3. After 7 months part-time, our income had reached $1,000. And that for me is when everything changed. I decided I'm going to put my life and my effort into this business. After 3 years, our income from this business was 3 times my salary. And as we say in our part of the world, I fired my boss. And I went to do this business full time. So if you're a guest, just pay attention to what we are discussing, think about it, and make a decision. So what is this business that we do? But let me say what it's not. Because I hear this question many times. Some people say this is a get-rich-quick scheme. Some people say it's a pyramid scheme. Let me allay your fears. Number one, this is not a get-rich-quick scheme. You will not join this business and within the first 2 months, you're earning $20,000, $30,000 a month. No, it takes time to learn. It takes time to build. It takes effort to build this business. All right. We say that our business is a 2 to 5 year plan. 2 to 5 years means that If you join this business and you do the business the way we teach you to do it, between 2 to 5 years, you will reach financial freedom. That means that if your current source of income completely stops, this business will be able to support your family. Okay? But for most people, they're used to the 40-40-N plan. What is the 40-40-N plan? 40-40-N plan means that you work for 40 hours a week for 40 years and you end up with nothing. And that's a very sad thing. Sometimes I find it very strange that we show people the business that, look, you start your own business, build it, and you'll be successful. You don't have to answer to anybody else. They're reluctant, but they can work for a boss many years. And whose dream are they fulfilling? The boss's dream. So this is not a get-rich-quick scheme. Number two, this is not a pyramid. Let me give you the difference between a pyramid scheme and a network marketing business. One, a pyramid scheme is a scheme where the person who starts the whole staff is the one who always gains. That's one. Number two, there is no product or service that is provided to the public. Number three, a pyramid scheme is illegal. If you go and start a pyramid scheme in any country, they will arrest you and lock you in. Why? Because it's not a legal business. All right? What is a network marketing business? A network marketing business is a business where you build a network of people who use a range of products. So first, there's a product or a service that is provided to the public. Number two, there's a regulatory body that regulates that industry. In our case, is a direct selling association. Is the one that regulates our industry. Number three, a pyramid scheme collapses between 6 and 18 months. Why? Because there's no business. Our company has been in existence since 1958. That's over 62 years. Okay? So a network marketing is registered, it has products, it has longevity, and it's a legal business. That is the essential difference between a pyramid scheme and a network marketing business. So if you're a guest and such an idea has crossed your mind, think carefully. In our business, if products don't move to a customer, we earn zero. Betty and I earn income because so many people in our network are using products in their homes, they are selling products to their friends and relatives, and at the end of the month, the company pays us a commission. That's what we do in our business, okay? During the later stages of this presentation, we're going to show you a range of products that our company manufactures. But what is this business? What is network marketing? Network marketing is a system of distribution of goods and services. In our case, our company is called Neolife. They manufacture a range of products. In traditional business, when you move a product from a manufacturer to a consumer, you find middlemen. For example, I was reading an article. In 1988, Mercedes 350 SE, if it is that is built in Germany, this Mercedes would cost you $30,000 after you've costed the parts, the labor, the equipment, overheads for the company to manufacture that Mercedes-Benz. By the time the same Mercedes-Benz arrives in Colorado, Denver, the same Mercedes is $65,000. Why is that? Because between Munich and Denver, there were 17 different middlemen who kept adding to the cost of the product. And who pays for it? It's the consumer or the customer who's buying the Mercedes. So what we have done in our business is we've cut out the middleman between the manufacturer and the consumer, and in between starts a distributor like myself or some of my colleagues who are watching this presentation, all right? And the reason why our business is extremely lucrative is because for most products or services, 60 to 70% of the costs are distribution costs. That is advertising, retailing, wholesale, lawyers, accountants, pilferage. All these costs are passed to the consumer. And in our business, all this cost is passed on to the distributor who is moving the product from the manufacturer to the end consumer. This is what makes our business very lucrative. Now, I'd like to discuss a few points about building wealth, because I'm sure the people who are watching this presentation want to build wealth, not just for themselves, but also for their families and their children's children. You know, I was watching a friend of mine in Sweden. Sabina sent me a link where Neolife was having the European conventions. And I listened to the founder. And the founder said something very, in fact, they interviewed a family that were in the third generation of this business. The mother started in 1966. The daughter started the business in 1967. Right now, the business is in the third generation. That's how you can pass on wealth and building this business to many generations. What are the key wealth building ideas? Number one, you need to get involved in distribution of goods and services. Why? Because people need them. Number two, you need to have a global reach. For example, Betty and I live here in Pretoria. If we opened a shop that sells goods and services, and only the people who could have access to our shop would buy our products. But Neolife operates in 50 different countries around the globe. That means we have a global reach. The third thing is called leverage. What is leverage? Leverage is a method of multiplying your own time, effort, and money to generate larger income. You see, you and I, my dear guests, you have 24 hours a day. If your income depends on only your effort, you'll work until the day you die. Why? Because you haven't understood one of the key principles of wealth building called leverage. Leverage simply means if I work for 5 hours per week, I get 5 other people to work 5 hours a week. 5 times 5 is 25 hours, plus my own is 30. If those 5 people get 5 people each working, that is 125 hours, plus the 25 originally, that's 150, plus my own 5 hours is 155 hours. That is what leverage is. That means you get other people to collaborate with you to distribute products, and the company will pay you a small percentage of the people you've brought in and you taught and supported to distribute these products. The fourth element of building wealth, you need to get involved in a consumable product. Why? Because all of you who are watching these presentations took a bath or a shower this morning, or you use shampoo, or you use hair products. Tomorrow you're going to do the same. The day after you're going to do the same. Until the day you die, you're going to be using soap every day. So I think soap is a very, very good business, okay? Then you need unique and high quality products because you get a repeat sale. Then you need a business system. What is a business system? A business system is a way of building a business using tools, procedures, events, so that the owner of the business doesn't have to be there. A good example are the banks. I mean, if you look at a bank like Barclays Bank is all over the world. But the regional owners of Barclays, or the regional shareholders are probably somewhere in the UK, or somewhere in Kenya. No, Barclays Bank is no longer in Kenya. It's taken over by ABSA. You see, the owners of this business are not in the place where the banks are actually serving customers. They're in a different place, but what have they done? They've built systems. And the last thing about building wealth is you need correct timing. You see, I read an International Labour Organization report about a month ago that all over the world, 195 million jobs have been lost due to the COVID-19. What does that tell you? It tells you that people are searching for additional ways to generate money. You see, one of the people whose books I have read, and it really inspires me, is Richard Branson. Richard Branson said that if someone invites you to join a network marketing business, join the business even if you don't know what it's all about, but be patient and learn the process gradually and relentlessly. In 2 to 5 years, you'll be glad that you made the decision, all right? You see, to start a business in South Africa, if you buy a McDonald's franchise, it will cost you between $150,000 and $200,000. And only after 24 months of hard work do you break even, and you'll be only earning $6,000 a month. So think about it. Our business, to start the business, is something like $40 to $80, okay? The most interesting fact I have found is that the reason why most people fail in business is they start selling a product or a service that people actually don't need. I found this quite frightening because people don't think about the market that they want to service. Do people need your product or your service? All right. This is the founder of our company. Let me just clear the screen. I think there are very many people who are excited about my screen. I'm not sure why. Okay. So Jerry Brasfield started this company in 1958. And when I watched Jerry Brasfield over the weekend, I was amazed at the energy he has, the vision that he has. 62 years later, he still has the vision of building a business that when he started was in a small town called Porterville in California. All right. So Jerry Brasfield is our founder. But why has Neolife survived all these years? 5 reasons. We call our basic principles. Number 1, absolute integrity and honesty. We tell our distributors, our guests, our customers, our staff that we believe in integrity. If you don't believe in integrity, I suggest you don't join this business. All right. Number 2, people are number 1. The most important resource we have in our business are people. Number 3, products that work. The company spends considerable amount of research, effort, money to build the finest products we have in our business or in the industry. So the company makes the products that work. Number 4, equal opportunity for everybody. Anybody, when you join this business, whether you're a 18-year-old or 90, whether you're a man or a woman, whether you're employed or not, everybody who is serious about their future, you can start the business and build it. Okay, and the last one is long-range vision. Long-range vision means that when you start the business, first have a 2 to 5 year plan. And then after that, reevaluate and look at it in the long term. Betty and I have been doing this for 24 years. God willing, we're going to do it another 30 years, okay? Neolife started in 1958 in the US. In Africa, it came to South Africa in 1971. 1996-97, it came to Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. And today, if you're a guest, Neolife has come to your home. So, are you going to join us? All right. Now, why do people start this business? People start this business for very many different reasons. Just one moment, please. Okay. Why do people start this business? People start this business for many different reasons. Some people start the business because they want a better life for their children. Some people want a dream home. Some people want cars. I love good cars. Today, I went to a shop and I'm looking around for a good car. And I saw one car that really attracted my attention. So my goal now is to buy another car, which I really love. People want to build dream homes, or some people want cash. You see, there's a lot of debate about money. I know money is immoral. That means money is morally neutral. What makes money good or bad is the people who earn or use it, okay? And I believe that money is not the most important thing, but I think it is ranked somewhere with oxygen. If you don't have money, you can easily die, all right? Some people join the business because they want better health. So people join the business for many different reasons, okay? Now, the range of our products. First, we have the cleaning range of products. Why? Because every single home in the world needs to clean the home. Wash your clothes, wash the towels, the bathroom, the toilet, the kitchen, to make your house look clean and neat. And our products are environmentally sensitive. You see, for example, one of our products is called LDC. You buy concentrate and you mix with 5 liters of water. So we are saving about 5 different plastic bottles which do not go to the environment, all right? The second range of products are personal care products. That is hair shampoos, hair conditioners, hand and body lotion. The third range is the skincare range. The cleaning range of products, some are made in South Africa, some in Nigeria, some are made in the US, some in Europe. The skincare range are manufactured in France because France have the best technology of manufacturing products. And our highest selling range of products is the health supplements. Why? Because when your health is finished, your mission in life is finished. So about 60% of our total sales is from the healthcare range, all right? So how does this business work? This business works by doing 3 basic things every day. Number 1, use the products. Why? What we ask you to do is just change your buying habits. Those who are guests in this presentation, whether you join our business or not, at the end of the month, you're going to buy soap. Yes, I can see Polly agreeing with me. Everybody who is watching this presentation, whether you join our business or not, you're still going to buy soap. So what we suggest to you, just change your buying habits, all right, for two reasons. One, you're supporting your own business. Number two, I don't think you have the right to share products with people that you don't believe in or you're not using. So those are the two basic reasons you need to use the products. Now, because Neolife is registered in 50 different countries, the company uses a point value system to standardize and measure the business worldwide. So each product has a point value attached to it. For example, one of our products is called a Pro Vitality, is a package, and it has 36 points. So in a month, we recommend that everybody needs to use products or retail at least 100 PV or 100 points, okay? At 100 points is roughly $100 in value. Not exactly, but different markets have got different measuring levels, all right? So the second thing you do is share the business. What does that mean? That you introduce other people to use the product. So what you're doing, you're actually building a network of people who use this range of products, okay? So if you introduce 6 people, each of them doing 100 points, you will have built a 700 PV unit, and that 700 PV unit become a manager, and your income is $45. You might tell you, Pascal, $45 is so little amount of money. I agree. But I'm not sure whether you're going to, the next morning you open your door in the morning and find $45 on your doorstep, okay? But for me, my first check was called a belief check. It confirmed to me what they were telling me in the meeting was true. Supposing you teach the person on the top right corner to introduce 2 people and each of the others to introduce 2 each, you'll have built a 700 PV unit with him. If you have 700 unit plus the other 6, you'll have 1,300 PV. Your income is about $90 a month. That is you become a senior manager, bonus and profit, okay? But what do? You teach all these people to build 700 PV units. If you build 700 PV units times 6 gives you 4,200, plus your own 100 gives you 4,300 unit PV or point value. Your income is about $580 to $700. What you're actually doing, you're building a network of people who are using products. So the money the company would have paid an advertising company or paid salespeople, this is what is paid to distributors, okay? The compensation structure is carefully thought through that people are paid according to the work they put in the business, all right? The other thing we do is we retail products. That means the people who are not interested in our business becomes our customers. If you have customers, you'll make a profit of about 20%. And the third thing we do in our business is personal development. What is personal development? Personal development means that we teach people to be better business builders. We teach people to be leaders. We teach people to introduce others to the business and train them on what the products do and how the business is built. Okay? One momento. So, and the thing that helps you do that is your sponsor, a support system. What does a support system do? The support system, just one moment, the support system creates training events, creates support, and creates personal development, okay? There's probably somebody who is watching this presentation and, Pascal, you invited me to see a business that only earned $700. No? You know, I remember a long time ago when we started the business, a friend of mine said that anything that starts big is a monster. Every single person is born as a baby, then a child, then a young man, then become a fully grown human being. The same as our business. You start very small, but it can become a world or a global business. Okay. To the business, sorry. If you want more money, then if you help one person become a director, your income reaches about $1,000 plus. If you help 3 people become directors, it's $2,000. If you help 6 people become directors, your income goes to about $5,000 plus. I know some people who earn $10,000, $20,000 a month. So the limit is how hard you work. So I want to hand over back to Paul to invite to us our guests who are going to share their story with us. I understand we've got some really exciting people who are going to share this business with us. Paul?
Thank you so much, Pascal, for such an amazing session. Great to always have you on our call and explaining the opportunity to everybody who is logged in. Yes, we said it's an amazing time today because I can see, Pascal, as we said, is an international opportunity. We have people from Iraq, we have people from Sierra Leone. So it's an amazing time that we are sharing today, and everyone, you are most welcome. So I just want to go straight and introduce a gentleman whom we have been with him for some time now. It's a true business builder, started as a teacher, and today he is teaching the new life opportunity to everybody that he comes across, and he's an excited guy. And I always like to listen to his stories. So without much ado, I want to welcome our world team member, Isaac Ndungu. Can you hear me, Isaac?
Yes, I can hear you.
Please go ahead and share with us. Good to have you today.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I also want to appreciate Paul for giving me this opportunity, and I also want to thank Oloo for giving us such kind of such good presentation. My name is Isaac Ndungu. I am a high school teacher. I've been teaching in high school. I've explained all the literature books in high school. I've explained about the river and the source, the river between, whoever was betrayed in the city, along the home stretch. All those books, I've explained them. I've also explained the difference between adjectives and adverbs. So I've been doing that, and that one has been my work for a long period of time. Now, like any one of you, I went to school, and I was told when I went to school, I was told to work very hard. I was told if I worked very hard, I would get very good grades. And if I got very good grades, I would also get a very good job. So I obeyed my teachers and my parents, and I went to school. Finally, I landed in a university in Kenya called Moi University, named after the late President Moi. And I trained as a teacher, and I was sent to teach in a section of our country, Kenya, called Meru. And I started teaching there. And in the course of my teaching there, I also got married. And then I got a transfer to another school in another county called Muranga, a girls' my wife is called Purity. She was invited to listen to this opportunity. So she went to listen. And when she came home, she told me, there is something I have heard in town and we must do it. So I asked her, did you understand? She told me, I did not understand. But what we are going to do, we are going to get in and we will understand as we move on. So that is exactly what we did. So we got into the business. And for me, that was quite strange because I was not brought up in a business family. For me, I had been taught the idea of a business, but now that my wife had taken over, had said that we joined, I should have told you that she came from a section in our country, Kenya, called Nyeri. I won't explain the full details about Nyeri women in this meeting, but kindly you can see me on the chat box. Now, because of the way she was so happy about this, I realized we had to do it. So that is it. So we started off the business. Now, my major challenge in this business was my colleague teachers, learned people. I should have also told you that I added another degree when I was teaching because I wanted the money to go a little bit higher. So now I have 2 degrees. I am in the staff room. I have started the business of selling soap. That is how they were calling it. So in my heart, it was like, surely I think I made a mistake. I should have Googled before I committed myself to do this business. Apparently, it looked like it was a bit too late. So I got my first check. I'll never forget that check. That check was $13. It was 1,000 Kenya shillings and 361. That is around roughly $13. And I showed a colleague teacher of mine in the staff room, and I told her, oh, I got my first check. And she looked at it. That lady laughed at me. She told me, Mwarim is a teacher. Mwarim, surely, is this the business you are inviting me for? 1,300, and you are telling me it is an international business. Now, there is a laughter that is very common in that section of the country I was teaching. We call it the speedometer laughter. The speedometer laughter is the laughter that is adopted by some women from that place, where a woman laughs and goes like the speedometer of the car and then comes back. You know, something like, hee, 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 woo, you know, and she was like, is this the business you are talking about? Do you know, I actually looked foolish. Now, the only luck I had, I used to go for training. So I went for the gentleman who was training me and asked him, you told me this business is international and it is paying millions. Now what has happened? Do you know how much I was laughed at at school? Now the gentleman told me, do this. When one person laughs at you, talk to the next one. When the other one laughs at you, talk to the other. And give me an analogy. He told me, when a young man is looking for a girl to marry, if he goes and approaches a girl called Jane and tells Jane, Jane, when I see you, my heart shifts from the left side and goes to the right one. All of a sudden, everything changes around me. And then Jane looks at the gentleman and is like, what are you talking about? I have never felt anything by looking at you. Now, that gentleman would make a grave mistake if he stopped approaching girls at that time and he makes conclusions. All girls are like this. All girls are very proud. They will never accept you. No, but a wise boy, a wise young man will go, now that he is through with Jane, he will go to Juliet. If Juliet does not comply, he will go to Susan. Finally, he will come to a girl and ask this girl, let's say he has come to a girl called Purity. My wife is called Purity. And comes to a girl called Purity and asks Purity, Purity, will you marry me? And then all of a sudden, Purity asks the question, when? In other words, you are actually late. So, and that is it in our business. So I was told, go and talk to someone else. I did exactly that. So I talked to several other people, and this is what happened. When I talked to several other people, my check left 1,000 and went to 29,531. That is roughly $300. That is a lot of money. In fact, in Kenya, that money was more than my net. Those of us that are in employment, you know, you get the gross and then the story starts. Pay as you earn, pay as you eat, pay as you walk around, pay as you marry. You know that stuff. Now, by the time you get the money down there, it is so little, you are actually ashamed of showing other people. And let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, I live in Nairobi, and I have noted some people that take so much less than that amount of money. So, to be very honest with you, I was excited about this check. I have done this business for 2 months, and it is giving me more money than the job I have been working on for 15 years. You know, now I started talking to everyone. I already knew this one is a good business. But then I intensified on what we were told, on what our trainer has spoken to us about Oloo, Mr. Oloo. I went on using the products. I went on sharing the products. I went on talking to other people to join this business. And definitely, I never left on training. You know what happened? My check went to 60,948. Now, that was my gross with the TSC. In Kenya, TSC stands for Teacher Suffering Center. Teachers Service Commission. Now, and I started now. I already knew this is a wonderful opportunity. It opened up my eyes. And then the check went on. It went on, it hit 100,000. It went to 200,000. Do you know, the company once paid me 405,026. That is a lot of money. In fact, in Kenya, with 400,000 Kenya shillings, you can buy a car. If you're not going for a brand new one, you can get a car, and a good one too. In fact, I remember the very first car I bought, a Toyota Raum, I don't know whether they are found in your country, was less than that. So I was really excited, and I already knew this is a good opportunity to work on. Now, with that kind of amount of money, I could talk to anyone. I started talking to everyone now, and then something else happened. I started helping other people to do the business. And when these people came on board, they also became what we call directors. And when they became directors, you know what happened now? I became what you call a world team. And I got a chance to get into an airplane. I'll never forget, the very first time I got to see an inside of an airplane is when I came to this business. You know, everybody here has seen an airplane. Each one of us has seen an airplane. The only difference is this: some people have never seen the inside of an airplane. Now, I was really excited. You know, we were taken where? We were taken to Sun City. And we were taken to Sun City with one of the directors I had helped in the business. She's called Grace Chege. And actually, they came alongside with Caesar Getango, who is the husband to Grace Chege. I was really excited. So we went there, we were in Sun City, and we stayed there for a number of days, and then got another chance to travel to other places. I will never forget, I've been to very many places through New Life, but I think one of the best destinations I went was Mauritius. I loved the place. The weather is so nice. It is so friendly. And I remember when you are on the plane, somebody asking me, "Excuse me, sir, will you take chicken or fish?" You know, I should have told you this, that I was brought up in a very poor way. By the way, we were so poor, even the poor people used to call us poor. I hope you understand that one. And now, here I am on a plane, and somebody is asking me, "Excuse me, sir." Now, by the way, nowadays I sleep a little bit on planes. Nowadays I sleep. Earlier on, I never used to sleep. I used to stay awake just in case. It's like I would have helped. Now, somebody is asking me, "Will you take fish or chicken?" You know, at first I almost felt like telling the person, "Can you kindly give me that chicken as you continue preparing the fish?" Because I felt like I wanted to take both of them. And it has been marvelous. I've been able to go to destinations I never ever imagined. And the business has opened up my life. And the beauty of it is this: I'm also able now to tell other people. Recently, something spectacular has happened. The business we have been doing in the country, Kenya, when Corona came, actually our business in our team expanded and has touched. Now, when Pascal Oloo was presenting, he talked about us being in 55 countries. It is true. Now, this one has been confirmed by the business that in our team actually touching places like the USA. We have such a big team, and not only a team, but developing directors there. Developing also directors in Europe. And Grace Chega is doing wonderful work actually in doing all this. She's doing wonderful work in all this. And she's in my team, and I'm really excited about that. And the issue is this: our business is actually unlimited. It can go beyond our wildest imaginations. So I'm so excited about this business now. I look into the future and I have a feeling I have just started the business. The business has just started. And something else I've also loved about the business is the idea, is the support that the company is giving us in terms of infrastructure. So that now, when I sponsor somebody in Germany, it is so easy. I will sponsor somebody in the US very easily. Recently, I sponsored, and Pascal also knows this gentleman. I sponsored an engineer friend of mine in South Africa. And it was so easy. Actually, the gentleman sponsored himself. In other words, he actually did, all the registrations on his own. Did his card and all that, and I found him on my list, and I was very excited. The company is so mature in terms of infrastructure, it can help any person willing to change their lives. And Neolife has become, it is of age now. It has become so good for anybody wanting to actually make money. Even if you don't have business background, this is the place to be. So I'm looking at the business and I'm starting now to rewrite my dreams because I want them to be a little bit bigger than they were. So I'm really excited and I'm really happy about this business. I want to help so many people that they may actually taste. And as I sign off, if you have started this business and you have not gotten to the level we call Sapphire Director, you have not seen it yet. Because when the company starts telling you to visit places, that is when you start realizing how big and vast your life is. I want to stop there. I'm a man of few words, and I think tonight there were a little bit even fewer. And I just want to say that, thank you very much. And I want to take the meeting back to Paul. Paul, can you hear me?
I can hear you, Isaac, and thank you so much. Indeed, those were a few words and quite an inspiration to us. And somebody said, once a teacher, always a teacher, and expiring. And we like the way you enjoy what you do. Clearly your testimony shows that you enjoy what you do and you wish other people to be able to come in and experience the same difference. So we really appreciate you sharing your story, your work with Neolife and the achievement that we have been able to achieve. And indeed, I've been able to see Isaac and Purity starting to this opportunity to where they are today, and they're quite amazing leaders that we have in our business. So when you come to the business, as Pascal said, you are in business for yourself, but not by yourself. You'll be able to get support from the people who invited you on this call today. I've seen somebody trying to ask what is the difference between Neolife and other companies. The person who invited you will be able to give you more details. You cannot learn everything in a single day. So once we finish this meeting, my call to you is talk to the person who brought you in. They'll be able to share with you and tell you how you can be able to benefit and how you can be able to get more information about the company of Neolife. You can also visit our website. You'll be able to get quite more information there. We have invested in website where you can be able to, get to know about the company more. And, you're also welcome to visit other times and other meetings that we are sharing for you to be able to get to understand how can New Life be able to help you to change your life? And we are happy for the guests who are on this call today. We really appreciate your coming. And as we finish, please make sure you talk to the person who invited you. They give you more information. So I just want to take us back to Pascal so that he can be able to close our meeting today. Pascal, if you can hear me.
Yes, I can hear you. And before Isaac goes away, Isaac, you know, Betty also worked with the TSC, but that suffering center part I didn't know about. So I really appreciate what you've shared with the team. So I think Isaac's story is like the story of Isaac and Purity's story is like the story of very many simple people who start the business, sometimes not quite sure what they're getting into, but after 6 months, 9 months, their life is completely transformed. So my heart and my congratulations goes to Isaac and Purity. Paul, I can tell you with certainty that by this time next year, Isaac and Purity will be PT. That I'm absolutely sure about. So just to online, you see, when we talk about a global business and a simplified business, these are some of the services that our company offers. For example, everything you can do online. You know, in South Africa, our lockdown started on the 26th of March this year. Up to now, the country is still partially locked down. It's not completely open. But for the last 4 months, our business has grown by 60%. You can order the products online. You can do registration of distributors online. When you start the business, the company will open for you your own back office, so that your own personal website, so that you can manage and monitor your business. Training is done locally and internationally. For example, different teams have got different training dates. Another training on Thursday at the same time as this time. Delivery of products. The company contracts courier companies to deliver products to your doorstep. Payment is done online or by mobile transfer. Payment of bonuses is also done by electronic funds transfer and mobile transfer. So everything is been made very efficient, very simple. You can actually run your business without leaving your home. Of course, I expect that you're going to go out in the sun and get some vitamin D, because that is very essential to your health. One of the things that, in fact, Isaac said that they came to South Africa. Betty and I have also been to the Sun City, but last year, Betty and I were invited by the company and paid for it. We spent 4 glorious days at the Santon Sun Hotel in Johannesburg for Ruby orientation training. The company pays you, you stay in a wonderful rooms, wonderful hotel. During training, you're given Aloe Vera Plus. The people who are distributors know what Aloe Vera Plus is. And the next day you get another bottle, you enjoy yourself to learn more about leadership in this business. So those are some of the people who attended the leadership training last year in October. If you're a guest, speak to the person who invited you. Fill the application form and pay your registration. In South Africa, it's between 690 and 2,700. In Botswana, it's 530 pula, or up to 2,200, depending on the package that you want. In Kenya, it's 6,820 up to 8,340. And I think in Kenya, the prices are going to go up on the 20th of September. So if you're a guest, I would recommend that you make a decision before the prices go up. In Nigeria, it's between 17,500 and 22,500 naira. In Tanzania, it's about 133 Tanzania shillings. Uganda, 196 Tanzania shillings. And I think most of Europe, it's between 42 euros and 50, if I'm not very mistaken. So there are different starting businesses, different amounts for starting your business. I'd like you to remember this. If you're a guest, if you do what you've always done, you will always get what you've always got. But you change. If you do today what others won't do, tomorrow you'll be able to do what others can't. And I'd like to end with a story. There's a young man who joined this business, and he went to a very successful man to teach him how this business is done. So he asked his friend, "Sir, how can I be very, very successful in this business? So he told the young man, tomorrow come and meet me at my pool. So the next day, the young man came, he was very excited. He found the older person at the swimming pool, swimming, and he asked him, okay, now tell me, what do I need to succeed? How can I become successful? So what happened? This older man took the young man and pushed him into the pool and held his head under the water. So for 20 seconds, 30 seconds, 40 seconds, 50 seconds, the young man started struggling. The young man completely was fighting for his life. After about a minute, the old man let him out and he was gasping for air. So he asked the old man, I'm asking you to tell me how to be successful, yet you want to drown and kill me. So the older man looked into his eyes and said, young man, if you want to be successful, the desperate way you're seeking air, if you have such desperation in your business, you're going to be very successful. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. God bless you and good night.
Thank you so much, Pascal. Thank you, everyone who is on this call. We have come to the end of our meeting. If you're a guest, as we said, turn to the person who called you on this call, and they will be able to show you can be able to be part of this meeting. From me, Pascal, and Isaac, have a wonderful night. Let's continue to make the world a healthier and happier place. Thank you so much, and good night. Bye-bye. Bye-bye, Pascal.
Bye-bye, Paul. Bye-bye, everybody.